Again today, and of course it's a beautiful week, a new week, the very start of a week, and that is why we're here to ensure that this week will be beautiful for you as far as the economy is concerned. It's the economy today. I am Okechukwu Onubogu. Good to have you again, as I said, and glad to know that you are there for me. We'll be going on the program this day as usual. We'll talk about the things that have to do with the stock exchange and check the oil levels, the value of the sales. And incidentally, we will not be giving you the news bits the way we normally do, but somehow I'll give you the bits as we are on the program here. And I have a guest, and I will introduce my guest just immediately after this segment. So, welcome again. On the Nigeria Stock Exchange, we have all shares index, the way it has come up to 0.07%. The value traded is 11.56 billion, and the volume is 358.8 million naira. The market cap in Naira is market capital in Naira is 58.4 trillion Naira. That's what we had. It's going to be a new thing from this morning. Of course, there will be a change. Let's take the next one. Finding out the people who are the active traders, the people that brought in the money that led in the business of the day. Japan Gold, we told you, will be coming in strong, and Japan Gold has come in strong and has been there. And this time they brought in 136.5 million into the trading, while UBA brought in 38.5 million. Zenith Bank brought in 27.9 million. It's these monies, along with others, but these are the top ones, the leaders, that were traded upon, even to get what we saw earlier. Let's also find out the ones who traded most effectively. We'll have about 4 or 5 of them that are the top traders, for top gainers rather, for the exchange of that day. And the stock for the stock, Nichols has 10% increase. For UPL has 9.41% increase, while Dar Communication has 8.09% increase. While we have Transpower having 8.79% increase. Remember, Dar Communication was among the top losers the last time. But as I said, it goes up, it comes down, and so Dar Communications is among the top stock gainers in the one we just have now, coming up with that 9.09%. Okay, let's go on to find out the rest of the things we have. We have stock decliners in the stock decliners. We have Aradel declining with 8.98%. Deep Cap declining with 8.66%, and Champion declining with 8.80%, while we have NPF FCBK, that is Nigeria Police Mortgage Bank. That's it. The Nigeria Police Federal Mortgage Bank has 5.80 decline. That's the way it has been with all of them for now. Let's just go on to find out the other ones that we have in the oil market. The West Texas Intermediate Crude, which has had a special place for some time, is always leading, and this time, well, West Texas Intermediate Crude has $68.63. So there is an improvement, a gain of 59%. That is 0.59% from what we had the previous time. While Brent crude had $73.41. Also a slight increase from what we had the last time on Brent crude. It's 0.4 8%, while Melbourne crude had $70.21 per barrel. We were talking about per barrel. Each is per barrel, and that is 0.38% increase. That's it. But Bonny Light in the past 2 months, of course, has been on the decline, and the decline, the way Bonny Light operates is that when it comes up, it stays that way for about 2 months or so before something happens to change it. And so right now, Bonny Light has that's $78 per barrel, in actual fact, $78.62 per barrel. So it has remained on that decline from 80 that it had about 4 months ago. Then about 2 months ago, it got to 79, and just about 2 months ago, really, it got to be 78.62. Before then, it was 79, and right now it's $78 per barrel. And so it's a decline of minus two in the sense that it had moved from that $80 per barrel that it was. That's why you see that minus 2, then 0.84. That's it for the Bonny Light. Bonny Light, of course, is Nigeria's own crude oil, and all the markets in the oil market. These, as you know, that WTI is from America, and just like that, the others have been from different places. But then Bonny Light is Nigeria's product. So we keep wishing that our own product will keep getting better and better. Well, that's it for now. That is in the oil market. And looking at the things that we have, as I told you, that we have some things that we refer to as news bits, that though we couldn't really package them this day to bring them on as was supposed to. The CBN extended suspension of cash deposit fees. It has been there. It has happened sometime in the past, but now it has been extended, and it will stay suspended till 31st of March 2025. That's talking about the fact that it will be from April in 2025 that there will be the cash deposit fees. That is, if it will still be there. If not, they are talking about the extension for now, the suspension of it for now. So, and this is the aim, with an aim of trying to ensure that the economy gets better, or the economy improves, as the case may be, whatever you want to call it. And with that extension, cash deposits of more than 500,000 naira by individuals and 3 million naira by companies will continue to attract no charges at all, no charge at all. So when people deposit anything that is like that, before now, if you have deposited anything more than that, it will attract charges. But because of the fact that the central bank looked at the situation of the economy and saw that there was need to pedal soft with some of the things that will be hard on the people, they had to introduce the suspension of deposit fees, and so the processing fees were previously at 2.0% for individual accounts, and 3.0% for companies or corporate organizations or corporate accounts. Incidentally, it has been suspended for now, and what they reviewed showed that banks have started sending out notifications to their customers informing them of the extension of that fees, so that people can be better relaxed while doing what they want to do and doing business with them. So, well, that's one good thing. I would say kudos to Cardoso and team for thinking about that, and I hope they will continue to do things that will help them more to help the economy, because what we have as a discussion today, in actual fact, has to do with that on a very serious note. And so the topic for today is the devaluation of the naira, and the impact on the populace, I have someone that will help me discuss this, and I really would have had two people anyway, but incidentally, it's one person that I have for now. So definitely, I'll go on with him. And he's a sound person as far as this matter is concerned. I'm talking about a leader in the market union, so you can understand. that when you talk about the devaluation of Naira, such a person should understand more what the impact on the populace, because they see people will come on a concept, two markets to buy and to even to sell, so they can explain better. Abdulaziz Idris is his name. He is the leader of the Alaji Traders Association. I hope I'm correct, sir. Yeah, data. That's it. That's what I always say. Data. Alaji Traders Association. Good to have you, sir. Welcome.
Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning, sir. So having you as a leader, a union leader, you would understand. I want to hear from you your own side of the story. The other man that would have been here is supposed to be a financial analyst, but he couldn't make it this morning, so we'll go on with this. So from your side, what is it like, this devaluation of Naira? What impact do you think it has made on the populace around you?
The devaluation of Naira, its impacts were negative on Nigerians. And with the economic hardship we have on ground, the devaluation of Naira only did the worst by pushing people into an abject poverty with no cause or no reason for it. The reason is, why I said this is because I knew that Nigeria should have been a country that is economically sound and economically viable, that it can stand on its own. But yet, our leaders were duped. Let me put it that way. They were duped by Western world, by World Bank, by IMF, and their sister agencies, that Nigeria should keep devaluing its own currency for 30 to 40 years. They say it's miraculous. We are yet to see the miracle. The only miracle we are seeing on ground here is poverty. Yes, our people are being pushed into an abject poverty. And to me, there is no reason. I don't understand why our leaders should come down to this level.
Yes.
That's up to this time, their eyes, their sense, their critical thinking could not, up to now, look far distance and recognize that these policies of World Bank and IMF is pushing our teeming Nigerians, 200 million people, into abject poverty, multidimensional poverty.
Yes.
Why should you float Naira when you knew that we are import-dependent country, whereby even matches, even toothpick, even common shoes and other things are still being imported from other countries?
Yes.
When look at the trade, what is the trade level of Nigeria in terms of exports? When you look at it statistically, even I heard it several times, just recently, either it's in September or in August, where the details came out that to be the only export record that they have for Nigeria is 1,500 businesses, while we are having over 3 million import businesses into Nigeria. I don't know how you can compare.
It cannot be balanced.
Yeah, it's not balanced.
Balance is impossible.
It's balanced. You can't comprehend, because how comes we are not producing, and yet you keep floating Naira in the name of the fact that World Bank has told you that investors will be coming. Then we are going to have foreign direct investment. Where are the investors?
And how can you have foreign direct investment in Nigeria when everything concerning all the indices that make up the economic growth in a community or a country are all down?
All down.
I wonder how you can still have the foreign direct investment, because the investors know that if they come in here to produce whatever, make investment and do production, that the people that would even buy are no longer prepared to buy the way it used to be in the past. Because right now in Nigeria, the only thing, in actual fact, and that is what I need to say, that even for those foreign direct investors, the only thing that they can bring into this country that can make meaning is something that is edible. Because apart from the edible things, nobody's prepared to spend money any longer to go and buy any other thing.
Nothing.
Because what we are trying to do in this country is just to survive. That's all, just to survive.
Survival of the
until we see whatever miracle they said will happen. So I wonder how they are talking about foreign direct investors and foreign direct investment when you don't even have enough security in your country.
There's no security. Even before we have security challenges, look at it carefully. Nigeria's policies on the foreign direct investment is unsustainable. If you look at it, you check history. Here in Nigeria, we have companies that were even in 50s, 60s, and 70s. They came into Nigeria. They invested largely. Take for example FAN, I mean FAN. Check for example Michelin. Check for example GlaxoSmithKline. Check for example Steyr.
All these.
A lot of them were here in Nigeria before.
They just left Nigeria. Yes, and when did they leave? Just in the few years. Some even this year.
Some this year.
So and you're telling me you want to do foreign direct investment. When the people that came in to invest, you have chased them away with your own policies.
Bad policies. All our policies are unsustainable and are not economically reliable. You understand? So that's why the foreign direct investors will not come into Nigeria. In fact, they are even going. And yet you keep devaluing the NAIRA, saying you are attracting investors. Which investors are you attracting? Are you trying to attract? No one.
In addition, sir.
Yes.
Apart from this, you see, the national grid has come down 8 times this year. 8 times this year, because within this week that just ended, it crashed twice. Now, looking at it, the person you're inviting to come and invest in Nigeria, what power would he use to do all that?
There's no power on ground.
So you're making it difficult for that foreign direct investor. How then would he stay?
In countries that has made their country's economic policies to become relevant and reliable, they are not talking about electricity now at this time of time, because they have gone beyond that. In Nigeria, we are still struggling to produce, is it 5,000 megawatts or below?
Below 4,000 is what they've been struggling for.
So now look at, if you take into cognizance, just take for example countries like Saudi Arabia. They are producing over 10,000 megawatts. You understand? 10,000 megawatts in Saudi Arabia. They're not, their population is around either 70 million or something, or 20 something million, I cannot recall. But look at in Nigeria here, we don't have the power. This power is one of the bedrock of companies' development. Companies cannot develop without power. No industry will will survive without power. And so, being that we don't have power, how even our domestic industries are closing due to lack of power, then how do you expect foreign investors to come into Nigeria? Just recently, I learned about almost 1 or 2 months ago, there's one company, one PEM that came into Nigeria, either from US or from Canada, I cannot recall. They wanted to build a refinery in Nigeria here, but they left. They went to Angola. They left to Angola because of they look at the situation in Nigeria. No power, lack of security, Nigerian economic policies were not working, and so on and so forth. So all this is, there is no need for us to keep devaluing our currency. You understand?
Yes.
Don't forget, even the currency that we're talking about is dollar. This dollar, there are so many economic sabotage around it, which Nigerians are also into it. If you look at the BDC itself, they were part of the saboteurs, because all the stealings, all the corruption going on in military, in police, all the corruption going on in the government,
all the laundering of the naira.
Yes, all the laundering, the naira laundering, they used to do with dollar. Look, we have to do something. Nigeria has to change from where it is to the level of corruption. Indiscipline is becoming unbearable in Nigeria. That's why every policy you bring into Nigeria cannot work, hardly work. For example, I learned President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he has some good economic policies, but why is he not working? is because the economic saboteurs are higher than those who want to see Nigeria achieve its potentials. That's why anywhere, anything you bring in, any policy you bring, there are people that are ready to do anything to sabotage it at the detriment of the nation, of the country. Yes. Yeah. So these are the problems we're having. We don't have to keep floating NAIRA to devalue NAIRA while the foreign investors are not coming. Well, our internal industries are even closing due to lack of power and insecurity. We don't need that. What we need at this point is that we need to ensure that our policies are sustainable in the effect that, to the effect that it can effectively help in developing our industries here, internal industry first. When our industries become viable, they are developing. We are making progress in our industry. Then it will attract. You can now be thinking of start attracting foreign direct investments. But for now, there's nothing attractable by those people, and yet they keep fooling our leaders that it's miraculous when we keep devaluing our NAIRA. Look, it's not true. It's a deceit.
Remember they talked about rice production in Nigeria some time ago, that they needed to close the borders so that rice will no longer be imported. And Nigeria's rice production was growing. And it started growing that it got to the point that at the point of this devaluation of the NAIRA, the NAIRA became too weak that right now a bag of rice goes for 110,000 Naira. Some 105, some 100. I'm talking about local produce. The list, I think the list is the one that you have 95 because of the fact that
it's not text.
Yes. You know, so what else have we not done to the country? Since you said you did that to encourage the local producers, yet you have messed up the NAIRA. So those local producers can do nothing but then lift the thing to see how much they can get off the thing. Because if not, if they will still produce and sell it where they're selling, then there will be no money for them to take care of their children, to do other things that are the things they are supposed to do, you know, their responsibilities at home.
Yeah, you know, this rice issue, I have on several occasions said it in an interview like this, that we are not serious about this rice or sustainability, or rather food security in Nigeria. The policy is good if you look at it from distance. If you look at a policy that will say, okay, let's have food security, let's have self-sufficiency on food, it's very, very good policy. Everybody would like to have that. But where we're having problem is that you now say, okay, let's produce rice, and yet you hike the price of fertilizers, whereby the farmers were not able to access it. And on the other hand was that you now say, okay, let's Nigerians come and set up rice milling companies. They now came, they set up rice milling companies, you block borders, say, okay, no rice will come, but yet you keep hiking taxes on them.
Yes, taxes.
Multiple taxation, and you keep increasing the number day by day. How can they, even if they have the rice, even if they produce the farmers produce the rice, they bought it a bit expensive. They now brought it to a company, they process it, they work on it. How do you expect them to sell rice at a cheaper rate? It's not possible.
It's not possible.
The reason is because they bought it high, they brought it, they processed it. The processing was not cheap. The power, we have power outage. Even if you have the power, the rate, you have removed subsidy on power. The companies are paying heavily. If you see their bill, they're paying heavily. Then when you went ahead and also increased their all the name of taxes, was holding tax, VAT, any other tax,
all the other
all the taxes, you have hiked it almost 140% or above.
Incidentally, it's supposed to be the other way around.
It should,
because they are supposed to have been given a waiver or given waivers.
Yes.
So that in the next 2 years, no taxation on their part.
Yes, that would have been saying.
If produce well, after that, before they start doing that.
Even the Nigerian government, I have said it earlier on. You know, the problem with the Nigerian government was, I always said, they are deaf and dumb. They don't hear, rather they never see. So one thing is that if instead of this policy that you remember in August, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu come out to tell us that they will open border for Nigerians to import rice, maize, and other things, wheat and so on. Look, that same promise he did has never been fulfilled.
It's not been fulfilled, yes, because I remember the head of the customs.
Yes, there are a lot of hurdles. Said
that even the list has not been sent to them. Eventually, when the list was sent, the process of doing it was not given to them.
Yes.
So they couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
And you know it was said to be what will last for 105 days or so.
Yep. Well,
those days are almost gone over. So I wonder whether we'll still do that.
It will not work. Instead, I said, why can't federal government exempt our industries here?
Yes.
Food industries. Let them be exempted for 1 year, one good year.
Yes.
You see the result.
Even 2 years.
Definitely, this time that we are buying rice at 100,000 plus, locally produced Nigerian rice, 100,000. For what reason? It should have been like at least half of this price, even if it goes up. Should not be more than 50,000 naira. If they can exempt them from tax, if they can exempt flour companies, you understand, for 1 year exempt from all type of tax apart from maybe VAT, they should exempt. If they did that, we can buy bread at a cheaper rate. You see, the one problem we're having in Nigeria is that we don't produce wheat.
Yes, we don't.
The reason is because Nigerian farmers, you know, up to now we are peasant farmers. No mechanized farmers they are not up to, they are 0.something%.
Yes, they are yet to come into
so the peasant farmers that we have, they go to farm, they farm rice. If you farm rice in this room, here we are, this studio, Mr. Okay, you find out that this room might give you 10 bags of rice. If you put wheat can only be able to give you 3 bags of wheat, which economically, no farmer will go for it.
Yes.
There are countries that produce more wheat, and their soil and the way they are breeding it works.
Working for them.
Like Russia, Ukraine, India, and so on and so forth. These are the countries that most of the time we go and import wheat from. Most of these companies. But now that the border has been closed for, and we are not producing the wheat, that's why you see anything we are producing with wheat now, our industries are producing is very costly.
Yes.
Because we have little of the wheat in stock.
Yes. We would also remember, I want to talk about even now the cost of a bag of gari.
Yes.
But I'll need to tell you more about that after this break. Let's observe a break. Just for a minute, we'll return. Have you here again still, and we're still discussing the economy, and the particular topic is the devaluation of the Naira, its impact on the economy and on the masses. And I still have my guest here, Abdulaziz Idris, that is with me, who is a market union leader, and he understands these terms very effectively. I said that by the time I return, I'll talk about gari. A bag of gari now, I mean, it goes for nothing less than 70,000 naira. Yeah. A bag of gari, you know, the normal bag, not jute bag, of course, but the normal bag of gari. And
even the gari, let me chip in here.
Yes.
We have Ijebu, which is that the one is going for almost 80,000.
Yes, that one is higher. The cost is higher.
We have Edo, and we have is it Ekiti and so on. Those are the ones going for that 70.
Yes,
which is these bags we are talking about 50 to 60 kg.
Yes.
Just for you to
exactly. So it's not a jute bag, a 50 kg, 60 kg bag of gari going that high. In this country, that used to be, I don't know whether we still are, the highest producers of cassava in the world.
Yes.
The highest producers of cassava in the world. And now you're telling us that we can't even get gari to eat the way we normally used to. And that's about the most staple of the food we have in Nigeria.
And the one that is closer to the common man.
Yes, the closest one to the common man. Because, you know, as just like that Ijebu one, they soak and drink. Mix granite with it and all that. And food is done for the day, for that moment. And the fellow goes about doing his business. And now you're taking even that one away out of the reach of the common man. What impact your devaluation of Naira is making on the lives of people? That is making many lose lives, as though people lose their lives these days. And when you see, they try to find out what is the root cause of the loss of life, it's hunger.
Yeah, depression, hunger, hypertension, you know, all those kind of elements, a lot of elements that are before now are within the people's system that has not come off. But due to hunger, it will its ugly heads up. Yes, that's why people are dying every day. And one thing, don't forget, this one of the impact of this devaluation of NAIRA on our population is that the purchasing power of people has eroded. And being that it erodes, now that people that comes off to have ailments go to hospital, they are diagnosed with the problem, they cannot be able to pay for the bill. They have to go back home like that. So many people are dying on that.
Yes, they go to the hospitals. Let me bring it to the very simple. Yes, because your grandma is on the high side. Bring it lower. That they went to the hospital that they could not get treated because there's no money.
No money.
And so they had to go home to die. That's what he just said.
Yes.
And because sometimes when we say it and it looks like it's on the high side, let's bring it down. What can the government do? The other day I was told, I heard from the government, they are saying that the NHIS has been expanded and more people are involved. I still say these more people that are involved are so infinitesimal to be compared with the number of people that are not in NHIS. We need to do something fast, need to do something more so that lives will be preserved. I keep saying, is it when everybody dies that the nation will be okay? Then when everybody dies and the nation is okay, who is the one that will eat? Maybe the ones that are outside will now jackpot back to Nigeria to eat. Because you, the people in authority, are the only ones that have everything for yourselves.
Yes.
It's not right.
It's doing us more harm than good.
Yes. Now, they say something about rising foreign reserves to support Nigeria's stability. Foreign reserve. Now, 6 billion naira gain has pushed, $6 billion gain has pushed reserves to a new high. You know, Naira rallies on investors' confidence. You know, because the investors are getting too confident because of the way things are getting better, according to them from the market. But I thank God you are here to help us understand them more. Now, our foreign reserve keeps growing. Good, it's a good thing. But what I asked the other time is what I ask again. What sense does it make that your foreign reserve is growing and the people inside are not eating and they are dying?
They're dying of hunger.
Let the foreign reserve be and do something. Let the people have something and keep telling us how you have impacted the populace than always letting us know that the foreign reserve is growing. Because it's not helping us. No matter what anybody tells me, that economy is yet to make clear to us.
Mr. Okay, you see, there's a problem here we have in Nigeria. And this problem we have with the policies that our leaders always like to follow. The problem we have, you see, one good thing with if you go to developed countries, they have policies.
Yes.
Both political, social, economical, there must be policies on anything you need to do. But they're only that they consider circumspectivity of their policies. Whatever policy you bring or you adopt, you study it after some time and you look at its impact on your teeming population of the country. If the impact is positive, you improve on it.
Yes.
If that impact is negative, you withdraw it, or you alter it. Yeah, you alter it. That's it. Better. You need to alter it and do some modifications. But here in Nigeria, we stood on, our leaders are grandstanders. They don't want to do that. They just whatever they stand on, they want to remain on it, no matter what. Even if people are dying, they don't look at it. Now, this issue you brought now, that Nigeria's foreign reserve has grew to, is it $6 billion? I mean,
yes.
You see, at a macro level, it's an achievement. At macroeconomics,
yes,
it's an achievement. But at micro economics, it's not an achievement because we are not seeing it.
You're not seeing it.
What Nigerians want to see, they wanted to see a situation whereby me and you can afford to buy the gari we're talking about. Me and you can afford to buy the rice and put on the table of our families. A loaf of bread is going for 2,000 naira now.
Yes.
And you are telling me foreign reserve has gone high. What impact does it have?
It does not make any impact.
It doesn't make any sense to me as a common man. But rather, as I said, at the macro level, it looks like to make sense. But all these things you are saying, it is meant for attraction to the foreign direct investments. That's it. Is that not so?
It is.
Now, why are the investors? They're even going out. They're leaving the country. They are leaving the country. The foreign investors are living on daily basis. Just last 2 months or 3 months, what do you call them?
GlaxoSmithKline.
They left Nigeria.
Yes, that's why I say that some are even doing it this year, and they're still telling us this story of getting to have them more. Yeah, they keep moving.
They keep moving. So definitely, we are not expecting this from the federal government. Some of these figures that they are bringing were just a perpetual deceit. I don't see them as facts. That's it.
Okay, that's it. We're still looking at things. We're still looking at things as life is concerned, and checking. One beautiful news we had on Friday is the one that the former Minister for Agriculture, and who is right now the DG or the head of the Africa Development Bank, Professor Adewumi, gave a beautiful news that the bank has the bank's board has approved $100 million for establishment of Youth Entrepreneurship Bank in Nigeria. I said, thank God that it is dollars, not naira, because our money has been devalued. That even when you mention that, it doesn't make much sense.
It doesn't make sense.
You know, and talked about the things they will want to do to help the country, and it made me so happy to see that this kind of leader is still somewhere in the world trying to help Nigerians. Yes, CBN said that they now prioritize youth development. Yes, because they were talking to some people. The Cardoso was talking to some people that came to the bank, and that had a talk with him in a meeting. He discussed with the students and was telling them that is the NESA, Nigeria Economic Students Association. You know, that the bank was ready to assist and to help these young people that were involved in finances and all that. And then this one has also come, which is a bigger and better one. My problem is all these that are coming in now, the way it has been mentioned, I hope that the ones in authority will let this money work for the youths, not to embezzle it, that soon we'll not hear anything about it. Before you say something, I want to remind you of something. You see, in the health sector, the World Health Organization has asked Nigerian media persons to report effectively what concerns the health matters in Nigeria, because what they are saying and why they are saying it is that they have noticed that after all these years of so many interventions in the health sector, that Nigeria is still far from where it's supposed to be, and so they are suspecting that the things that are being recorded are not really correct. So they now ask the Nigerian press to report more effectively. I want to say it's not only the Nigerian press reporting for effectively concerning the health matters. Let them also report effectively concerning these financial matters. These monies that will soon be given to this nation through some other assistance anyway, but let it be effectively reported so that we will know where those monies go to. Because if not, it will go the way the others have gone before now, that those in authority will not be able to explain, and that passes and nothing happens.
Yes. Yes, you see, where Nigeria is facing multiple economic sabotage, economic political sabotage. Now, it's a very good thing. It's a welcome development that the president of the World Bank was able to come into Nigeria and tell us that Nigeria will be granted $100 million to help establish youth entrepreneurship in Nigeria, entrepreneurship bank. Yes. But you see, it's not today it started. It has been long. World Bank, United Nations, African Development Bank, all those banks, they came into Nigeria. They granted such type of empowerment or loans or whatever in whatever came the scheme. But one problem we're having is that the the political saboteurs came in here because they are in power. So what they do is the only people that can access those, either it is loan or grants or whatever, where they will be the one to send the people.
Yes.
If their own political boys and cronies.
Yes, and
that their girlfriends.
And their families and relations.
If, for example, they say entrepreneurship,
yes,
these are supposed to come to people that are traders, people that are industrialists, and so on and so forth. But you will find out that all these things, you will see that handbags entrepreneurs, though they don't have anything, they are not interfering anything.
In anything.
They will be the one to go and access this. These loans or grants.
And grants, really. And make use of it the way they like without any explanation.
Those to whom they will explain. They are the ones. They will send their boys.
Yes.
They will go through the back door and collect all the money for themselves. That's why we hardly see an impact. Now you mention the health sector.
Yes.
You see, it's only in Nigeria that Nigeria will go and collect loans from foreign countries. And in the time of the loan, they will say that they are going, or grants even, they will say they are going to repair, they will make our education system good, they will make our healthcare system to be viable and sustainable,
yes.
You know. But the problem is, when they come into Nigeria, instead of going to the health sector to repair it, instead of going to the health sector to ensure there is drugs, there is conducive environment for the doctors, you understand, the patients, that the people that came to hospital with ailments,
yes,
they were being well cared for, there were machines, there were equipment, and so on and so forth. They will not do that. The next thing is they will carry all the money, went outside the country and buy Toyota Hilux, buy SUVs, directors, and all those. Even you see that a house cook of a chief executive will be given high Hilux of almost 60 to 100 million naira driving around.
Yes.
Yes. Yet the health sector is still in deplorable state.
Even only that one, only one Hilux, that money, if injected into the health system effectively, will go a long way in helping the people.
Look, Nigerian government is not serious, Mr. Okay. There's, you see, one thing we need leaders that will say a stop for this nonsense. We need leaders that can look at these problems and change it for better. The reason is, if today we collected this 100 million naira grant from African Development Bank, and our political gladiators come through the back door and collected it all, the entrepreneurs did not reach the entrepreneurs. It did not reach the traders. That means you can see that no police in Nigeria will come and work with these people.
Yes. Let me say something else. We have been told that Nigeria and Benin Republic will be working together, collaborating to boost trade among themselves. And this time they are creating a new dry port. This dry port will be located, it's called Samia Dry Port, in a place that is Kebbi State. It's located in Kebbi State, Samia Dry Port. Yeah. They said it's a strategic project aimed at enhancing trade and logistics between Nigeria and Benin Republic, designed to facilitate efficient cargo movement, streamline customs processes, and bolster regional economic integration. We have heard, okay, it's the governor Nasir Idris of Kebbi State met with President Patrick Talon of Benin Republic in Cotonou to do this. Yeah. And they have said to fine-tune arrangements, and they have said that it will start from next week, so that there will be. I said that's a beautiful thing to do. Yeah. If we will eventually effectively start this dry port in that area. Yeah. You know the state. Economy. It's Kebbi State. That area. You know one thing about Kebbi State. I remember some time ago. I think Kebbi State is really a state that should be looked at as a serious state as far as the northern region is concerned. Remember the other time, I think it was Adamu Aliero that was a governor then or so. Yeah. They had lake rice. They had collaboration with Lagos. So they were producing the rice because there's a lot of rice in Kebbi. They were working with Lagos State, so it was collaboration between Kebbi and Lagos, and they did a beautiful work in having lake rice then. I don't know about the lake now, whether it's still working or not, because we've not been hearing about it. And such a thing is good. Now, they are collaborating with Benin Republic to create this dry port so as to help put things, business grow well in that area. It will also help this insecurity that we are going through, talking about. So in that area, it will help so that people will find work to do and concentrate more on business.
Instead of recruited by the terrorists.
Exactly, being recruited by terrorists. Yes.
You have made it makes sense. But the problem of Nigeria, you know, I always said implementation.
Yes, implementation.
They can, from the scheme now, if you look at it, it shows that yes, it's a good one, and it can boost economic activities in Kebbi State and in Nigeria generally.
Nigeria generally, yes.
Dry port is one of the best economic strategy that even other countries adapt, and it makes them to become economically viable. But here in Nigeria, implementation is our major problem. Kebbi State is strategically positioned within the border of that Benin Republic.
Yes,
I could remember 1 or 2 times I passed through there from Cotonou. I passed through that place. If you look at it, it's strategically it can work strategically. It is going to be a very good one. But the problem is that now they have said, when it comes to implementation, it might be sabotaged. Another thing is, you see, some of the problems we have is that I hope that drive for they're talking about, you know, most of the business that we do from Benin Republic were mostly food items, rice, and also vehicles. Yes. I don't know, are they going to open borders whereby that border, because I know Nigeria have closed borders for importation of vehicles and other food items, but I don't know how they're going to, what type of products are they, do they want to start bringing into Nigeria to without Kebbi dry port, Simi something, as you mentioned. I don't know which one they are going to work on it, but actually it is going to help Nigeria. The rice you are talking about, as I can remember at that time when you are talking, it's during Goodluck Jonathan, whereby they came up with the scheme, but it matured fully during Buhari's time. Yes. If you look at it now, the leg rice is no longer available in market. They are not producing. But Big Bull is part of one of the partnership they had also with Lagos companies. Okay. It's still producing in Argungu. Yes. And Big Bull is the best Nigeria rice for now. Yes. Whereby the only rice I can beat my chest that even if I'm selling it to you, I need you not choose sand and you not choose any sand or any stone inside it. Any straw. Because now for example it's the most expensive. Okay. Yes, it is. Being that I have is they are even importing it out of the countries. Some countries are buying Big Bull very, very well. Okay, so Nigeria is exporting. Yeah, in that aspect, we you know, when it comes to rice milling, Nigeria has come to achieve a very, very important figure in that aspect, because we achieved something in rice. Rice milling, we are very good now in Kano, Kebbi, Kaduna, Niger, even Lagos and so on. We have rice mills that they are performing optimally. Yes, it's a welcome development in that aspect. I used to know about the rice mills in Abakaliki. I don't know what's happening to it today. They are still there, but they seem not to be. They are not functioning. Growing better than the way they used to be. I don't understand. It's expected to have grown. Abakaliki rice is one of the rice that people like. Exactly, because of the taste. But now, bar is not there. And even Anambra State, you know, Anambra had rice, Ada rice. At a stage, I don't know the governor that was there then, that they started, I think it was Obiano, Governor Obiano. He was at the early stage of his stay in government, and towards the end of Peter Obi's stay, they did something about promoting that Ada rice. Yes. But incidentally, I don't know what's happening today. They called it Anambra rice, I remember. And it used to be very beautiful. In fact, someone even brought it to me here in Abuja from Anambra. Yeah, Mr. Okay, you see, one thing that is with our industries now is still the same economic policies that is affecting many of them. As I'm saying, the power issue, generation of power, all this thing depends on power. Yes. You remove subsidy on diesel and you remove subsidy on electricity. You hide taxes. How can companies, internal companies, for you know, become to produce? They cannot be viable in their production. They can never be viable. That's the problem. You see, it's not only Abakaliki. Here in Kogi, they set up what they call confluence rice. Yes, very good rice. if you see how they are producing, just no different with foreign rice. Very good. But now it's no longer a market. The company has closed down.
You see, and I remember too, someone at Osaka market, really. I had gone there to buy rice for, what is it called now? Benue State, Benue rice. Yeah. When we bought that rice then, it was also beautiful. Very beautiful. But because of this same thing, many of them are no longer there. They're no longer. I wish the government would listen and stop this subsidy removal in everything, because that you've done it in petroleum is more than enough. Let electricity remain calm the way it should be for people to use this electricity to achieve results. Because see, most of these people that the producers of all these forms of rice we've mentioned are no longer doing it. So, and you expect them to be happy? No way. No way. See, even we can do away with this the seed that is going to be miraculous on with the value NAIRA and so on and so forth. The best thing is, as I said earlier on, let's exempt Nigerian food producers from tax, and also this electricity tariff. Let them reverse it back and give the subsidy. This is some subsidy they're talking. And just learn that even Saudi Arabia, even US, and so many other countries, they are giving per capita up to even $5,000 per capita subsidy. You see, on the citizens. Why in Nigeria? Why should World Bank be pushing us into this problem? Well, that is how we will be concluding for today. Thank you so much, Abdulaziz, for coming again today and for helping us expound this effectively and discuss it for everybody to understand. Thank you, Captain, for giving me this opportunity. Yes, and we'll be glad to have you again and again, sir. So I know that I'm always ready. We could call you always on a sudden note, but please do keep coming. We are grateful to you. Thank you very much. And dear viewer, we will also be rounding off every other thing that we have this day on this particular program today. I want to say special thanks to Victor Chizea for being there to help do the production, and to Victor Adeyeye. I won't also forget to mention Comfort Joanna and Promise Joanna. These are sisters. They're all working together to ensure that the best comes up on these programs as we go on in this station. May the very best happen to all of us, as I keep saying. Okechukwu Onubogu here. God bless you.